Good morning, cadets. Today we shall study about the displacement relation of a progressive wave. Displacement relation in a progressive wave. We have discussed what is the meaning of a progressive wave. A wave that is traveling in a particular direction, we say that it is a progressive wave in that direction. So now we are discussing, we are going to have a mathematical description of a wave traveling in a particular direction. That wave which is traveling in a particular direction must be function with respect to space. It must be a function of space variable and it must be a function of time variable also. With respect to time, the wave pattern is changing. The vibrational pattern of the medium will be changing with respect to time. It will be changing with respect to space variable, that is about a particular direction. So it must be having two variables. It must be a function of two variables, that is space variable as well as time variable. Let us consider a simple example which we have discussed yesterday. A rope being tied to a rigid support. This is a rigid support. One end of the rope is being tied to this rigid support, other end being stretched, and when this rope is given up and down jerks, then we will see the vibrations of the rope, the oscillations of the particles of the medium of the rope being observed, and the pattern is being observed as traveling about a particular direction. Let us take this direction of travel be along x-axis. The direction of travel of the pattern, oscillations pattern, as nothing but wave pattern about x-axis, and the displacement of the constituents of the medium about y-axis. So displacement of the particle will be shown about y-axis, and the direction of motion of the wave pattern about x-axis. Then it must be, as long as the jerks are being given, as long as the disturbances are being caused, the wave pattern is traveling about x-axis and it is a function of x as well as function of time. So it should be a function of two variables, that is x as well as time. For simplicity we learn harmonic wave. Harmonic wave in which the particles of the medium are oscillating simple harmonically. In the previous topic we have learned a single particle oscillating simple harmonically. Here it is the entire constituents of the particle, constituents of the medium are oscillating simple harmonically with respect to time and with respect to the position. With respect to position as well as with respect to time. So that constitutes a harmonic wave. So we need to write an equation for harmonic wave, which is function of space variable, that is x, and function of time variable, that is t. So we write a sinusoidal traveling wave. Harmonic wave means a sinusoidal traveling wave. Sinusoidal traveling wave is described by the displacement of these particles is given by yxt. As I told you, it is function of the distance variable or position variable x. We are taking the constituents of the particle to be along x-axis. In this example, I have taken stretched string, right? Let the stretched string be along x-axis. So particles of the string will be having oscillations about the different positions. They will have different oscillations at different positions. So it is a function of the position as well as function of time t. It is given by a sine kx minus omega t plus phi. We'll learn what is the meaning of k and what is the meaning of omega, everything in detail. Here kx minus omega t represent the harmonic wave progression about x-axis, and it is a function of position as well as function of time t, and here phi is the phase. Okay, now this sinusoidal harmonic wave is represented as combination of two functions, as we have done in the previous lesson. If you remember, this can be written as combination of y equal to a sin kx minus omega t plus b cos kx minus omega t, so that we will get the value of a as well as phase phi. So let a be equal to, let capital A be equal to a cos phi. What is the meaning of this equation? I am explaining. Let a be substituted by a cos phi, small a cos phi, and b be substituted by coefficient. Coefficient b is substituted by a sin phi. So that if you take the ratio b by a, what do you get? If you take the ratio b by a, we get a getting cancelled, tan phi we are going to get. We are going to get tan phi. Therefore, phi is equal to tan inverse of b by a. Tan inverse of b by a. This is one. Second thing, squaring and adding, we get what is the value of small a. Squaring and adding, we get a square plus b square. Squaring and adding, LHS with LHS, RHS with RHS. A square plus b square is equal to small a square cos square phi plus small a square sin square phi. So if you take out a square common, you are left with a square into cos square phi plus sin square phi. So cos square phi plus sin square phi gives us 1. Therefore, a square plus b square is equal to small a square, because when you take out a square, you are left with cos square phi plus sin square phi, which is 1. So a square plus b square is equal to small a square. Therefore, the small a, which is representing the amplitude of progressive wave, small a representing the amplitude of progressive wave, becomes equal to square root of capital A square plus b square. Thus, we get the equation for a progressive wave traveling along x-axis. A sinusoidal wave, traveling wave, is described by this equation. This is traveling along x-axis. You can say positive x-axis plus x-axis. How is it? We'll see little later. So we got the equation for a displacement of a particle at any location x and any time t is given by a sin kx minus omega t plus phi. So this equation describes the entire wave pattern that is being set up in a particular medium, like a stretched string, as long as the disturbances are continued, as long as the vibration patterns are continued to travel from one end to another end. So this is the meaning of the traveling wave, or what is known as progressive wave, displacement relation in a progressive wave. In this case, y gives you displacement of the particle. You see, at any moment, for example, if you are looking at the particle that is present over here, at this particular moment, this is moving up right? And the other particle which is closely lying here, it will be moving up in this direction, and the particle over here is at the same position. The particle over here will be moving down. So this is how the wave pattern is being observed. So as long as the disturbances are transferred, the energy is being transferred, the wave pattern is being observed throughout the medium, one can find out the displacement of a particle at any position at any time using this equation. So this represents the equation for displacement relation for a progressive wave along x-axis. Now what is the meaning of function of x and function of time? Let us see first function of x. Now look at this two diagrams I have drawn. This is at particular time instant. Suppose this is the wave pattern traveling about x-axis, positive x-axis. At one instant of time, if you look at this particular particle having maximum displacement, we say that it is said to have amplitude. So it is said to have amplitude A. Now if you look at this particle next instant, you see it will be coming down here. This particle will be coming down here, but the crust is appearing to be moving forward. So next particle which is found here is moving up and will be found here. As a result, next moment what is being observed? If you draw the diagram for next moment, this crust is found to be here. This crust is found to be moving over here. Like this. So next moment it will be here. Next instant, if you draw the diagram, next instant the same particle, you see next the same x which we have marked here, the same particle will be found. It is not the same particle, next particle will be found traveling over with this particular pattern. So it is, you have to imagine. So here this is the photograph at a particular instant. So next I have drawn one white, this one. So this, if you are observing a crust is the position of maximum displacement. This crust is observed to be moving with respect to space as well as with respect to time. That is the meaning of progressive wave along a particular direction. Progressive wave along a particular direction. Now let us see the meaning of these constants k and omega as well as the meaning of the phase phi in this argument. Okay. To understand how is this equation representing a sinusoidal harmonic progressive wave, sinusoidal traveling wave, it should be function of time as well as function of location or function of position, and it should be showing that the particles of that medium are oscillating harmonically. Each particle oscillates with simple harmonic motion. So to understand that how it represents, let us say at a fixed instant. At a fixed instant, say at t equal to 0. At t equal to 0, at fixed instance t equal to 0, what happens to the equation? Then we get the argument. Look at this, only the argument, because it is sine function of this. So we get kx plus constant. We get kx plus constant as a sine function. It's a sine function at that. It is a sine function of kx plus constant, kx plus this constant, that is phi. So this represents definitely a sine kx. So if it is yx0, then it becomes a sine kx. I will write it once again for your clear understanding. At time t equal to 0, we get a sine kx plus constant, that is phi. Right? This is at time t equal to 0. Means at that instant of time t equal to 0, when we start counting the time, the particle at that position x is oscillating simple harmonically, because it is a sine function of the position, sine function of position, that it represents particle at this position x oscillates simple harmonically. This implies particle or the constituent of the medium at position x oscillates with simple harmonic motion, because this is the displacement function representing simple harmonic motion, as we have learned in the previous section, if you remember, in the previous lesson. Now, in the same way, at fixed location, let us say at fixed location, where at x equal to 0, at fixed location, if it is x equal to 0, if you put x equal to 0 in this equation, we get y0t. y0t means it's going to be function with respect to time t. So that becomes a sine minus omega t plus phi. So minus omega t plus phi also gives you minus a sine omega t plus phi. So which is also representing a particle at time t, at location 0, particle at that time, even if it is taken from a particular fixed position at time at x equal to 0, at time t it is undergoing simple harmonic motion. So it implies particle at time t is in simple harmonic motion. So clubbing both together, we get this equation. Thus, this equation represents, thus this equation represents the oscillations of the constituent particles of the medium the oscillations of the constituent particles of the medium are simple harmonic motion. They undergo are in simple harmonic motion. Oscillations are in simple harmonic motion. Thus, it represents a sinusoidal progressive wave or a harmonic progressive wave about a fixed axis, that is about positive x-axis. Okay. Now we may encounter a wave traveling along about positive x-axis, or a wave may be traveling about negative x-axis in the reverse direction. Then how to represent? How to say that this is representing traveling along positive x-axis. How to represent another wave which is traveling about negative x-axis? That is again determined by this argument, function of this argument. Now, if you look at this kx minus omega t, as t increases, there is a change in x also. As there is a change in x, there is a change in t also. So, as a result, the entire kx minus omega t is remaining constant. Here, phase phi represents the state of vibration of particle at initial instant of time. At initial conditions. At initial condition means at x equal to 0 and at t equal to 0, then we get a sin phi that gives us the initial state of vibration. That is what we call it as phase phi. Initial, we can also call it as initial phase angle or initial phase constant. Now, if we neglect this, we can take this phase phi equal to 0. If phase phi is taken to be equal to 0, then we are left with kx minus omega t. Then kx minus omega t is taken to be constant. When a wave is traveling in a particular direction with constant speed, covering equal distance in equal intervals of time, traveling with a constant speed in a particular direction, covering equal distance in equal interval of time, then we can say that kx minus omega t is going to be constant. Now, if we differentiate this, then we get, suppose we take kx minus omega t, instead of constant, suppose we take it as a 0 initially. Okay, differentiating this with respect to time, then we get k dx by dt minus omega is equal to 0, or you can also write it as k dx, you can write, or k delta x, that is better, k delta x minus omega delta t. Here k and omega are constants, so k delta x minus omega delta t is equal to 0 when we differentiate this. Then k delta x is equal to omega delta t. As t increases, you see here, as t increases, x value should also increase. As t decreases, x should decrease. It means if it is a progressive wave or traveling wave about a positive x-axis, as time t increases, the positive value of x should increase. Therefore, kx minus omega t, this equation, the equation having this argument represents a wave traveling about positive x-axis. So just you look at this, if it is kx minus omega t, for simplicity if we take it as 0, as t increases, x should increase, because kx minus kx is equal to omega t. So as t increases, x should increase. As t decreases, x should decrease. So this implies that for increasing the value of time, the x is taking positive values. X is taking positive values. Therefore, this above equation represents a wave traveling along positive x-axis. So I can write here as t increases, time increases, x should also increase. So this implies the argument kx minus omega t of sine function represents a wave traveling along positive x-axis. Positive x-axis. Then what is the equation for a wave traveling along negative x-axis? It will become a sine kx plus omega t. Kx plus omega t. So if you apply the same condition here, then it becomes k delta x plus omega delta t becoming 0. So if you take plus omega t dt on the other side, omega delta t on the other side, then it becomes k delta x equal to minus omega delta t. There, as t increases, x should decrease. Okay. Now we will draw the diagram and I will understand the meaning of this traveling wave along a positive x-axis and traveling wave along a negative x-axis. So you can see here I have written yxt as a sine kx minus omega t plus phi is representing a harmonic progressive wave or a traveling wave along positive x-axis. You can see here. This is the wave traveling along positive x-axis. It means as time t increases, the x value should increase. X value should increase. Therefore, if it is a kx equal to omega t, as t increases, we can say that x value also increase. Right? So, as a result, we can represent that kx minus omega t is the function which is representing the traveling wave which is about positive x-axis. Now look at the wave which is traveling along negative x-axis. This is about positive x-axis and this is about negative x-axis, that is in the reverse direction. You can say this is a reflected wave. Suppose it is a reflected wave along a stretched string in the opposite direction. Is it not traveling along negative x-axis? So here the same function, the same equation becomes this one. Sin kx plus omega t plus phi. Sin kx plus omega t plus phi represents a traveling wave along negative x-axis. So what happens here? If you take kx plus omega t as equal to some constant. So if you differentiate this, then k delta x plus omega delta t becomes 0. Differentiation of constant is 0. So this becomes k delta x is equal to minus omega delta t. So in this case you can see here, as t increases, time will never decrease. Time is always positive quantity. Time will be always increasing. As time progresses, what happens to delta x then? Delta x is decreasing, because you can write this omega delta t is equal to k delta x with negative value. Omega delta t is equal to k delta x with negative value. So obviously, as time t increases, the x value should be taking lesser and lesser value. So as time t increases, the x values are decreasing. That's how this second equation represents displacement of the particles of the constituent medium of a progressive wave or a traveling wave which is traveling along negative x-axis. That is evident from these two diagrams. Okay. So that's how this argument plays a very important role in determining whether the wave is traveling along positive x-axis or negative x-axis. Okay. So this will be helpful in understanding the waves which are incident on a particular rigid wall and the waves which are getting reflected from a rigid wall. So incident wave and reflected wave can be studied with the help of these equations. Right? Then what is this A? The A here represents maximum displacement. Maximum displacement of a constituent particle. Maximum displacement of a particle is called as amplitude. Is called as amplitude. So maximum displacement you can see here. This is the maximum displacement, that is positive value. This is the maximum displacement about negative direction. So if you take this in as positive y-axis, this will be negative y-axis. So maximum displacement will be taking maximum value of y, that will be A. Okay, maximum value of y will be A. So this is the meaning of amplitude. Now let us see what is the meaning of K and what is the meaning of omega. Omega, as we have studied earlier, is representing angular frequency, which is measured in terms of radian per second. Radian per second, angular frequency. And here we are going to learn what is K. K is going to be called as a wave number. So we are already knowing the distance between two consecutive crusts is called as wavelengths. Distance between two consecutive crusts is called as wavelengths. In the same way, distance between two consecutive troughs is also called as wavelength. Or you can take distance between two particles in the same state of vibration. See here, if you are considering this particular particle, successive another particle which is in the same state can be identified as the another particle. Suppose this is a P and this is Q. So P and Q are in the same state of vibration, which are having tendency of getting displaced vertically downwards. So the successive, the distance between two constituent particles, the distance between two particles which are in the same state of vibration is called as the wavelength. So I will write here what is wavelength. Distance between two particles in the same state of vibration. State of vibration means phase. So in another word we can say the successive distance between two particles in same phase. The consecutive distance between two particles in the same phase, or the distance between two particles which are vibrating in the same phase consecutively, one after the other, that is called as the wavelength. Or in simple terms, distance between two consecutive crests, or distance between two consecutive troughs is also called as wavelength. Now we will define what is K. K is going to be defined as wave number, and omega, as we have defined earlier, is called as angular frequency, and phi is initial phase angle or initial phase constant. So now coming back to the displacement relation in a progressive wave, yxt equal to a sin kx minus omega t plus phi. Now we can write what are these. Y represents displacement function. Displacement function with respect to respect to time. Position x, time t. Now, in this A represents maximum displacement, what we call as amplitude. And then phase phi is called as initial phase or phase constant. It is also called as initial phase angle, which is measured in radians. Initial phase angle when x equal to 0 and time t equal to 0. X equal to 0, if you put x equal to 0 and time t equal to 0, then you are getting initial phase phi. Then k is called wave number, and then omega is called angular frequency. Let us understand the meaning of wave number and angular frequency. Wave number and angular frequency. To understand wave number, let us take time t equal to 0 and phase phi equal to 0. Let at time t equal to 0 and phase, let us say phase is also equal to 0. Then we have y x 0. Putting time t equal to 0, we get y x 0 equal to a sin kx. A sin kx. So it represents a particle which is present at position x, and how does it oscillate? Simple harmonically. It undergoes simple harmonic motion at that position x. Okay. When it is undergoing simple harmonic motion at position x, it should be a periodic function with respect to space variable. It should be periodic function with respect to location. Exactly at that next position, at a distance of wavelength, the particle should have a same displacement. That is the meaning of harmonic function, right? That is the meaning of periodic function. So this will be periodic if it is y x 0 is periodic with respect to x if y is a sin kx is equal to a sin k x plus 2 pi. Sin kx 2 pi, or in general at any intervals 2n pi. You see, this is in the angle, this is an angle, right? So suppose that this is a kx is an angle. So a sin kx will have the same value if it is added with a sin kx plus 2 pi, or if it is added with kx plus 4 pi, or if it is added with kx plus 6 pi, or if it is added with kx plus 8 pi. So in general, if it is added with kx plus 2n pi, 2 pi, integral multiple of 2 pi, then we will be able to get the same value. So I will write here kx plus 2n pi. Then what do you get? We get the same value. Y is equal to a sin kx, that is equal to a sin kx plus 2n pi, where n takes value 1, 2, 3 and so on. Integral multiple of 2 pi. If n is equal to 1, for example, then it becomes a sin kx plus 2 pi. Are you not going to get same a sin kx? If it is n equal to 2, for example, then it becomes a sin kx plus 4 pi. A sin kx plus 4 pi means again it will be taking a sin kx. Then it is said to be periodic with respect to location. It is periodic with respect to location. Means when the progressive wave or a harmonic wave is traveling in a particular direction, at that particular location, whatever is the displacement of the particle, exactly after a phase of 2 pi, you will be able to get the same state of vibration. That is the meaning. Same state of vibration means same phase. So, thus it can be written as A sine k. If you take out common, then it becomes x plus 2n pi by k. X plus 2n pi by k. So, here we will be able to define what is a wave number. Now we define this 2 pi by k. 2 pi by k we are going to define it as angular wave number. Here, if n is equal to 1, then we get y is equal to a sin kx, which is equal to a sin k into x plus 2 pi by k. 2 pi by k is called as angular wave number, and k is called as wave number. There is a small correction here. It is not a wave number. K is called as angular wave number. K is called as angular wave number. Angular wave number. And omega is called angular frequency. Now, you can write this for n taking 1, for n is equal to 1, we get a sin k x plus 2 pi by k. So, x plus 2 pi by k means the displacement of the particle at x and displacement of the particle at x plus 2 pi by k will be same, means they are in same phase. That is the meaning of this equation. So, here this can be written as a sin k x plus lambda. As I have told you, lambda is the wavelength. It is defined as wavelength, which is defined as distance between two consecutive particles which are in the same state of vibration. Distance between two constituent particles of the medium which are in same phase. That is what we call it as wavelength. So, lambda is called as wavelength. Therefore, here lambda is equal to 2 pi by k, where and thus k is equal to 2 pi by lambda is called as wave number, angular wave number. Angular wave number. If it is n equal to 2, then you will get 4 pi. Another will be at 4 pi by lambda. Exactly at 4 pi lambda, the particle will be in the same state of vibration. It will be also again in the same phase. So that is the meaning of angular wave number. So it is measured in terms of radians per meter. So angular wave number is measured in terms of radians per meter. Radians per meter. Now this is how we define what is wavelength in terms of angular wave number and what is angular wavelength in terms of wavelength. And one more quantity is also there, that is 1 by lambda. 1 by lambda is just called as wave number. 1 by lambda is called as wave number. This will be again having different notation. Let us not have any confusion here. K is the notation for angular wave number, which is 2 pi by lambda, right? Now in the same way, we can define what is angular frequency by taking x equal to 0. At initial position x equal to 0. If you put x equal to 0 at any time t, then we get y T0. Why T0 can be now found. That will be helpful to find out what is angular frequency. Now we will define what is period. That is time period T. Then angular frequency. Omega and frequency. Nu. Now this can be understood by taking y equal to 0 t if at x equal to 0, that is initial position at x equal to 0, at any time t, we get equation for displacement becoming 0 t equal to, if you put this in this equation, you see it becomes a sine 0 minus omega t. Sine 0 minus omega t becomes sine minus omega t, and we have assumed here we have assumed phase phi equal to 0. There is no harm in assuming initial phase to be equal to 0, right? So that we get the equation a sine minus omega t. So if you take out this minus, then it becomes minus a sine omega t. Minus a sine omega t. Then a particle will be in this state of vibration at time t exactly after one period. Exactly after one time period, the particle will be having same state of vibration. That is what we call it as time period t. Time taken for one complete oscillation of the particle is called as time period t. Complete cycle or complete oscillation. Time taken for one complete oscillation is called time period t. So after one time period t, the particle will have same state of vibration. That's what I am going to write here. It means it will be periodic if it is minus sine a omega t plus capital T. T plus capital T. So this is what we know already earlier for defining a periodic function with respect to time t. This is a periodic function with respect to time t. Time t. It means exactly after time period t, it will have a same state of vibration, same state of displacement, same value of displacement. Now then what is the value of this t then? Value of this t can be found out. Minus a sine omega t plus this capital omega t, if I write it first, then this can be written as minus a sine omega t plus 2n pi. Again it can be written as 2n pi. So that after every integral multiple of 2 pi, it will have a same value. It will have a same value, that is given by this minus a sine omega t. That is minus a sine omega t. You will have the same value after every addition of integral multiple of 2 pi radians, where n takes 1, 2, 3 and so on. Right? If let us say we take for time period t, then we can have n equal to 1. For n equal to 1, time for one oscillation is equal to t. Time for one oscillation is equal to t. Then we get y0t as equal to a sin omega t plus 2 pi. A sin omega t plus 2 pi. So if you take out omega, you can see here. So if you take out omega, then we get a sin omega into t plus 2 pi by omega. So look at these equations, this equation and this equation. I have taken out omega here, so it is t plus capital T. Here also omega is being taken out, minus omega is being taken out, t plus 2 pi by omega. This implies that capital T is equal to 2 pi by omega. This implies capital T equal to 2 pi by omega, and omega is equal to 2 pi by t. This is called as angular frequency. Angular frequency. As we have defined earlier, angular frequency is measured in radians per second. Radians per second. Angular frequency is measured in radians per second. Now, if it is only 1 by t, capital T is time period, then 1 by t is called as frequency. Frequency. Frequency of wave means what? Number of waves oscillating per second, or number of crests traveling that particular position per second is called as frequency. Number of waves traveling per second. Number of waves means how many number of wavelengths are crossed in a particular unit of time per second at a particular position. That is what we call it as number of waves. In simple terms, how many number of crests have crossed per second. That gives us the frequency. So frequency is measured in hertz. That is capital H. Okay. So in the next session, we will learn about some simple numerical problem, and we will be able to identify what is wavelength, what is angular wave number, and what is frequency, what is angular frequency, right? What is time period from that given equation. So that's going to be simple if you understand these terms in detail. So revise this clearly, and that will be helpful to solve simple examples. Thank you. Have a nice day.